All right, folks. Well, some of you know I'm Nancy Honey, professor of political science here at the campus. And I'm not beginning tonight. I've just come out to give out a couple of reminders. This whole event is put together by students in the honors program, the regular college honors program, as well as the Phi Beta Kappa Honors Society. So those are the students that will be moderating this forum and leading this forum. So again, this is the work of the honors students and the Phi Beta Kappa Honors Society. The students that will actually be up here this evening, giving the candidates an opportunity to make opening statements, giving them an opportunity to answer certain questions and make closing remarks, are all in the federal government course, including some students that are in the audience acting as timekeepers as well. So the reason that I came up here again, not just to give people reminders, but to let you all know all the hard work that these students have put into this particular forum. It's one thing to take a government course, but it's another thing to then get involved in the actual government and gain this kind of experience. So really a round of applause for all the work the students have done. And you'll get their names shortly. Also, I want to thank the faculty who helped put this event together. Professor Michelle Bettis, Professor and Interim Chair of the Social and Behavioral Sciences, Laura Ramirez Cruz, helped me put together these questions. Questions that have been submitted by students were then brought to us, the faculty, myself, and the other two that I just mentioned, and formulated into the questions that you'll see this evening. I also want to thank two additional faculty members who also played an important role in tonight's event. Ms. Carolyn Schmeeds, a professor of speech, as many of you all know, who's actually been involved in many levels of this event, preparing the students to come on stage to do interviews with the local media and a number of other things. So I certainly wanted to thank her. And I also want to thank another person who's played a very important role in this event, and that's Dr. Laura Lopez, who's the interim chair of the honors program, which is standing for thank you for all the work that you all have done. I also wanted to thank the Media Center, who's recording back over here as well, and this event is also being streamed live, so to be advised that all of this is being streamed live on Facebook and on the internet, and will be recorded and aired at a later date as well. I also want to thank Mr. Guerrero, who's also been working with the media staff here at this college to put together a very aggressive plan to announce this event to the community, newspaper ads, interviews with the KGNS, local media, and a number of other things on Facebook and social media. I also want to thank the campus police for being here this evening. As a political event, we certainly need security. As a college campus, in this day and age, we certainly need security, so I wanted to thank them for being here this evening. I want to thank definitely the Office of Student Life. I didn't mention them earlier, but this event isn't only being put together by the Phi Beta Kappa Honor Society and the Honors Program, but it's also being put together in conjunction with the Office of Student Life. So I certainly want to thank the director, Mr. Pamelino Castillo, and the coordinator, Ms. Elba Bubel, and the dean in that area, Ms. Raquel Peña, who certainly worked very diligently with us and closely with us to put together this event. I know there's a lot of thank yous. People worked hard. I want to thank the administration as well, all the different people in the administration who worked closely with us. We have today with us our elections officer, who is Dr. Rodney Rodriguez up here as well. Thank you for everything. And I did mention the administration, and I also wanted to thank and recognize some of the administrators here this evening. Dr. Ricardo Solis has been very important in putting this event together, president of this college. Of course, this event would not be possible, or any of the things that we do at this college, without the support of the administration and its leader, the president of this college, and his wife, the First Lady of Royal College, sitting up here, Sylvia Solis. Thank you, Dr. Solis. So first, I wanted to recognize the two vice presidents with us this evening, Dr. Fred Solis and Dr. Maricela Rodriguez, who's also our provost. I do want to thank the candidates for coming here and giving us an opportunity to put this forum together. This would not be possible without your participation, obviously. So I wanted to thank you all for being here, and I know the students are very thankful for you all and grateful for you all being here today and giving them, encouraging them to do this and learn something from this opportunity. And of course, the voters. We have to thank the voters, and hopefully they'll participate in a level that we haven't seen in this election. A A few disclaimers before our students come up. I just want to remind people that if you do have a cell phone, of course, please put it on silent. The note say something about vampires and fleas. And I also want to, again, let people know that there will be no campaigning of any sort at this event. There is an area at the front where you can put your literature, and there is a free speech zone in front of the Maravillo gym. For the students who are attending today for extra credit, I want you to know that vouchers will be given at the end. And I also, before we end up here, I also recognize a few other people who participated in these events before, as a matter of fact, actual candidates that got elected and who had participated in this same event 2 years ago. And in the audience with us, we have the Honorable Dr. Garanto with us, board member and the Honorable Jackie Levin Ramos, another board member of Top. That's right. She's done this. 2 years and 4 years ago, that's right, not in the same election. Thank you. Candidates, I just wanted to remind you all, in a few moments, the students are going to be introducing you all. At the time they begin to introduce you all, please feel free to walk up and take your designated seat. You can see that we have those areas up here in the front. And again, reminding you all that it is streaming live. So with that said, folks, and a couple of those reminders, sorry for taking your time, I'm going to pass this over to the students who, like I've said, have done a lot of work putting this together, and you will see that today. It's not often that students are asked, as part of their coursework, honors program or not, to come in front of people, an audience of this size, and put together something like this. So certainly want to thank them for doing that. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and introduce two students that are going to open up this evening, formally. The first is Alejandra Morales, who is the president of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, and another student in the honors program, Mr. Jaciel Cantú.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alejandra Morales, president of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. On behalf of the Laredo College faculty, staff, and students, please allow me to welcome everyone tonight to the 2018 Laredo College Board of Trustees Candidate Forum. As many of you all know, the Board of Trustees plays a pivotal role in our college. The board makes decisions that have a profound impact not only on the lives of our students and faculty, but also the lives of all the residents in the city of Laredo as well. This year, 3 positions are up for election on the Board of Trustees, and the candidates running for the 3 positions have graciously agreed to join us this evening. Tonight, events reflect the work of the many students enrolled in the Laredo College Honors Program, as well as the members of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. All the questions candidates will be answering this evening have been submitted by students. We will feel that the questions reflect some of the most pressing concerns facing the Laredo College today. As student leaders, we feel that it is incumbent upon us to take the initiative and play an active role in our government, whether local or national. First of all, thank you candidates for joining us this evening in what we hope will be an enlightening discussion. All candidates will have an opportunity to make opening remarks for a total of 1 minute. All candidates have the opportunity to make an opening remark, and in addition, once the questions begin, each candidate will be given 1.5 minutes to respond. The questions will be asked in a round-robin style, beginning with Mr. Bobby Carreos. Timekeepers will be on hand to ensure questions are answered in a timely manner. Once again, thank you for accepting our offer to participate in this evening's forum.
Muy buenas tardes, damas y caballeros. Yo soy miembro de Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. En nombre de los profesores, administración y los estudiantes del Colegio de Laredo, me complace darles la bienvenida a este foro público para conocer a los estimados candidatos que se postulan. Reconocemos todos que el papel que desempeña la Junta Directiva es de suma importancia en el fomento y desarrollo de nuestro colegio. Las decisiones que toma la Junta Directiva pueden afectar directamente no solo a los estudiantes y profesores, sino a todos los residentes de la ciudad de Laredo. Este año, tenemos elecciones abiertas para 3 puestos en la Junta Directiva. Y esta noche, los estimados candidatos nos honran con su presencia. Este foro es el resultado del esfuerzo de muchos y refleja el trabajo de los estudiantes inscritos en el programa de estudios avanzados en el cuadro de honor del colegio. Además de los que participan también en la internacionalmente reconocida organización Pi Beta Kappa, que solo admite a los estudiantes más destacados o sobresalientes. Quienes escribieron todas las preguntas para los candidatos fueron nuestros mismos estudiantes. Nos consta que estas preguntas reflejan las preocupaciones y los desafíos más urgentes que el Colegio de Laredo tiene que enfrentar. Nosotros, como estudiantes y líderes, sentimos la obligación de tomar iniciativa y participar activa y plenamente en la formación de nuestro gobierno, tanto local como estatal o nacional. Antes de comenzar, quisiera agradecer la presencia de todos los estimados candidatos. Esperamos tener una conversación fructífera y esclarecedora. Todos los candidatos tendrán la oportunidad de abrir la reunión con sus comentarios iniciales y se les concederá un total de 1 minuto. Las preguntas se realizan alternamente entre todos, comenzando con la señora Pau Ceballos. Tenemos voluntarios con cronómetros para asegurar que se contestan las preguntas conforme al tiempo concedido. Una vez más, yo quisiera agradecer su honrada presencia y su participación en el foro que celebramos esta tarde. En este momento les ruego a todos que se pongan de pie y que disertemos juntos el juramento a la mujer. At this time, I would like to ask you all to rise for the pledge of allegiance.
Good evening. My name is Fernando Inclán. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Now please join us in singing the Star Spangled Banner as performed by Dr. Joseph Crabtree.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in the singing of our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, while the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much, Dr. Joseph Crabtree. Thank you. Please be seated. We would like to take this time.
marketing and research. She started college late in life, graduated with an Associate of Arts from Laredo Community College, and then from CAMU in 1994 with a Bachelor's of Arts in English. She's been certified as a teacher in 1994 and taught high school and middle school English, speech, and drama. She was the one act director at Memorial Middle, Martin High, and United Middle until her retirement in June 2017. Since retiring, she became a consultant with writing grants for Bethany House in Laredo, Laredo's only homeless shelter. Thank you, Ms. Elias, for being here today. Jorge J.D. Delgado graduated with honors from J.D. Alexander High School and first attended Laredo Community College in 2002. J.D. Delgado obtained his Bachelor's of Science in Biology at the University of Texas in San Antonio. After his college career was completed, Mr. Delgado went on to work at the family business at Delgado Insurance Agency as an insurance agent in 2007. In 2012, J.D. decided to expand his business aspiration and operate the first of several businesses. Prestige EMS opened its doors in March 2012 and has been serving the community of Laredo ever since, employing over 60 local hardworking paramedics and registered nurses, many of whom are Laredo College graduates. It was through Prestige EMS where J.D. Delgado found an opportunity to partner with Laredo College and learn about its students and faculty, as well as campus concern. In 2016, J.D. Delgado has donated an ambulance vehicle exclusive to the Laredo College EMS program in order to help students better understand and train with the necessary equipment and physical training needed for their future careers. J.D. Delgado, in partnership of Laredo College, has also donated in scholarships for those students in the EMS program to help with the financial burden of tuition and fees. Thank you for being with us today, Mr. Delgado. Justin Allen Page has been working in the field of education since he graduated high school. He has an associate's degree in criminal justice and a bachelor's degree in business. Justin has 12 years of experience working in the educational field and serves as a board member for the city's historical district landmark board. He first began his career as a substitute teacher and then went on to become an office aide. Today, he is warrant officer. Justin is following in his grandfather Jorge Garciano's footsteps as he pursues his career in public service. Thank you, Mr. H., for being with us today.
Good evening, my name is Sandra Hernandez. Mr. Horacio Nacho Lopez was born and raised in Laredo. After graduating from Martin High School, he started a journey for higher education. In 2009, Mr. Lopez graduated from Laredo Community College and then transferred to CAMU, where he earned a Bachelor's of Business Administration and a Master's of Professional Accounting. Mr. Lopez has managed a medical firm and also worked with the City of Laredo. Thank you for being with us this evening, Mr. Horacio Lopez. Has been the Director of Transportation for Laredo Independent School for the last 7 years, and prior to that, worked for United Independent School District for 10 years. Through his level of education, he has served a total of 17 years for the school districts. His civil servant experience of 6 years is composed of service as a city council member from 2010 to 2016. He has kept active in his community by volunteering with various organizations and projects such as Border Olympics, Special Olympics. Mr. Rangel was born in Laredo, Texas, October 10, 1981. He is the son of Mr. Jose Hilario and Maria Rangel, with 2 older siblings, Jorge Rangel and Monica Garcia Rangel. He graduated from United South High School in the year 2001 and then attended Laredo Community College to receive his associates in criminal justice in the year 2005. He then pursued to get his bachelor's in business administration with a concentration in accounting in the year 2008 at Texas A&M International University. Thank you, Mr. Rangel, for being here with us today.
Good evening, my name is Sandra Hernandez. Mr. Horacio Nacho Lopez was born and raised in Laredo. After graduating from Martin High School, he started a journey for higher education. In 2009, Mr. Lopez graduated from Laredo Community College and then transferred to CAMU, where he earned a Bachelor's of Business Administration and a Master's of Professional Accounting. Mr. Lopez has managed a medical firm and also worked with the City of Laredo. Thank you for being with us today.
Good and communities in school, Aspire mentoring programs through AT&T to continue mentoring students and prepare them for the workforce. Lupita is currently the District Director for State Representative Tracy O'King. Lupita continues being very involved in the community by volunteering for several organizations. Junior Achievement, Assistant Governor for Rotary District 15 and 30, Workforce Solutions, Border Olympics, Sacred Heart Children's Home, and the Washington Birthday Celebration. Thank you, Ms. Cepeda.
Good evening. My name is Claudia Rita Aquino. At this point, each candidate will be given 1 minute for their opening remarks. Bearing in mind that timekeepers have been provided for their convenience. Timekeepers will wave colored flags. Green indicates it is your time to begin. Yellow indicates you have 30 seconds remaining. Red indicates that your time has expired. We will begin with Bobby Ceballos and continue from there.
Hello, I'm Bobby Ceballos. I'm running for trustee place 4. And I wanted to tell everybody that when I was here at LJC, I was in the first group of Phi Theta Kappa, and I think the first group of the Honor Society. So, I'm a nerd. I enjoy this privilege of being asked questions by students because I'm very concerned that it is our duty to help meet all student needs. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jorge J.D. I'm running for place 4 on the Board of Trustees. As mentioned in my biography, I'm a private business owner. Obviously, I'm a product of the education system here in Laredo. And I did get my start working with Laredo College as a private business owner with my private ambulance company, Prestige EMS, which we were able to donate an ambulance, provide over $20,000 in scholarship funds, and definitely act on the needs of the students and what the faculty requires. It's not able to do in certain forms. My goal in being elected as far as the Board of Trustees is to make sure that communication is alive and well with not only the faculty but as well as the student body. Being in the private sector, I want to make sure that we can find alternative resources for the college and as well as find different partnerships with private businesses, just like I did with mine, to make sure it's solidified to help the students, which you all here, make sure that you are in my seat in about 5 or 10 years. But thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. I want to thank our students for hosting this event, and everybody for being here and helping involved in the Laredo government. Thank you very much. I was born and raised in Laredo, Texas. I have 12 years experience working in the educational field. I have an associate's in criminal justice and a bachelor's in business. I'm also currently a board member for the City of Laredo Historic Landmark Board. I'm running because I strongly feel that it's in conservative with students, especially. We need somebody that will listen to you as a trustee. I'm not running because of politics, but there's a sincere quality. I know your struggles. I understand technology nowadays, and how crucial it is to be heard. You're not just a number, but an individual with different needs. I am proud to have been working on the Laredo Morning Times. Please give me 6 minutes in the voting booth, and I'll give you 6 years of my commitment and dedication as a trustee. Remember that education is key, and Laredo College is the door to success. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. My name is Horacio Lopez, or I'm and I'm a product of the local education system here at Loretta Community College, and you guys are our future, and I'm here to help facilitate that future. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I want to thank the students and the staff for making this possible. Like my bio also said, I'm a product of United South High School. I'm a proud candidate. I have a very strong love for Loretta Community College at that time. It showed me who I wanted to be in life. I started off with a criminal justice degree, but then found myself within these walls, finding myself that I wanted more. So I went ahead and I moved my degree into an accounting degree and led me into the education field, and that is where I've been for the past 17 years. As well as I've also worked for the city of Laredo and their governing board, worked with, of course, their financial department, which consisted of like $680 million, which that's what I bring to the table with this experience, and that's something that I really want to do for you. You're just be responsible for it. Thank you so much.
Good evening. My name is Nikita Cepeda. Like my bio said, I've been retired from AT&T after 39-year career service with them. I believe in education is the key that opens all keys in life. So I look forward to run for the trustee on place 5. I believe in education. I want to help as many kids as we can. I look forward to working with the existing board of trustees, the staff, to continue growing Laredo College and continue helping as many students as we can. Thank you for having us here today.
At this time, I would like to introduce one arriving candidate. His name is Mr. Feliciano Garcia. At this time, Mr. Garcia will have 1 minute to do his opening remark.
Good evening. My name is Feliciano Garcia Jr. My work experience is one of the things. One of the things I became officer for 6 years, fortunate enough to be trusted with their roles in Colorado. I was still there. And then after that, I became an administrator with UISD after I got my education and an associate degree. And then from here, I went to Andrew, and I got a bachelor's degree in accounting. And same with here, a second degree. And I'm here for 3 reasons. I want to have a good tuition schedule, flexible classes for all students, and also the environment that is comfortable for the students to have a good education in the college. Thank you.
At this point, we will begin with the first question. Bear in mind, each candidate will be given 1.5 minutes to respond. For question number 1, we will begin with Mr. George J.D. Delgado. Question number 1 is as follows. Many students have indicated their desire for updated technology on campus. Concerns have included a more user-friendly website, a faster and more reliable high-speed network, the lack of availability of computer labs on campus, and an improved printing policy for students. If elected, how would you address these students' concerns?
Thank you for your question. Everybody hear me okay? One of the first things I definitely would want to consider is making sure that working not only with the president, but also with committee that consists of both faculty and students, to definitely address the needs as far as technology. Technology, unfortunately, is new today and old today.
So one of the things that we want to make sure is that we have the technology available for everybody that's built to last. Case in point, I know a lot of students complain about the Wi-Fi. I myself being in this particular area, and that's one of the things that we definitely want to work with. We want to figure out ways that we can where we can be safe and protect all the information that's in individual phones and computers, but at the same time, to where it work for each individual student and they can get their schoolwork done.
Thank you. Technology is not only the hardware that everyone has in their hands, but also the software. It's crucial for that particular software to be secure. We've seen a lot of theft in personal information. It is crucial, especially with young minds that we have here right now, exceed their expectations in technology and to the point of having their grades to some extent fulfilled differently. So in technology as a whole, it is complex, but at the same time, I think we need to secure and software, and then the hardware. Of course, we need to have the best ones, not only in our classroom, but also taking care of us when we're in the grounds, security-wise, and also in technology, Wi-Fi.
Thank you. I believe in technology, that is something that keeps evolving every single day. As board members, we need to ensure that our campus has the latest technology for you guys. And I think we need to hold monthly town hall meetings with students for you all to share the ideas that you all have. You guys are on the front line that use these types of technologies here on campus. So we need to understand what you guys need. So we need to listen to your concerns by holding monthly town halls and being as accessible with you all. And maybe the communities as well. One of the first things that we need to improve is on the website. You log into the website, unfortunately, it does look a little bit outdated, and we do need to improve on that. We don't even have to waste a lot of money on giving students and instructors to do that. I know you guys need and do that already, so we can integrate students to the site. So yes, you do need to improve technology and to improve your ideas to do that. Thank you. I would like to work on updating the technology with obviously mostly the end users, which is you guys the students. I would probably shy away a little bit from the town hall unless it was something that the students really wanted. But being that the majority of you guys are data driven, updating the website, we can integrate something there so where you guys can interact with your board of trustees and your government representatives here. Online surveys would be much simpler, much faster for you guys, and you guys are all going to move. And that's the way I grew up. I grew up just around the time when technology became really available to all of us. And there's a lot of things that we can utilize. There's a buy-board cooperative contracts that give us competitive pricing on buying and recycling our technology. So that would definitely be something that I would look into that would help in facilitating better technology for the students. Thank you.
There's no question that we're in a modern era. Technology is a have to, it's not a want to. But technology also as well is very important, not just for students, but for the college itself. We have to look at everything from the very top, which is administration, to operations, to finance, to everything. And the reason for that is because it helps the student come in and out whenever they just have to wait. Because like they said, you guys are always on the run, you guys are always on the go. So there's no question that technology is something that we need to look at. Now, we have to tap into those federal grants. that sometimes there's out there. You put in X amount, there's this new technology coming up, you put in X amount of money, and we give you X amount of money for putting in our new system. So those are the types of things that we need to start looking for. Now, has it been looked at? I don't know, maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. But is there a question that Wi-Fi is very important, that technology, that new computers, all of that, that's something that we need to make sure that we provide for you guys. We can't tag it on into another fee that the students are going to be paying for. That's something that we need to do, but we need to do internally as a governing board, working with administration to be able to see where exactly we are at. Can we fund this? Can we fund it? So that's something that I'm willing to work with. So thank you.
So coming from a technology company that sells all the brand new, that, sells all the different new technology, new cell phones, everything. So I have a lot of knowledge available to myself that I can share with staff, the board of directors, and see how we can continue upgrading the technology here at the college and also save money at the same time. Just like Mr. Rangel said, there is federal money out there that we can work with. And so I look forward to working with the staff and the board of directors to see how we can continue upgrading the college campus and give you the technology that you need in order to go ahead and be more productive in your classes and be able to have the fastest service that everybody wants on their data, especially on their cell phones, right? Thank you.
Of course, technology needs to be available for all. We need to have the best there is that's out there, and it needs to be available when you need it available. I'm usually loud enough to be heard. Yes, I was just saying that it's very important to have up-to-date technology, but it's even more important that the technology be available to students when they actually need it. We have students that are working 2 or 3 jobs, and, the computer lab might be closed when you get here. And so it's necessary to provide the technology, and it's also necessary to have it available to the students when they need it. And that was one thing when I attended this campus. We shared it with TAMU. At the time, there was only one computer in the library. So we have a little student gathering on the campus, and we made a push to get more technology on the campus. So it's something we all need to complete our coursework, and I just will work for that when I'm elected trustee.
Thank you all for your response.
Good evening, my name is Alexandra Castro, and for question number 2, we will begin with Mr. Marcos Escamilla. Is he here? It'll begin with Mr. Feliciano Garcia. Okay. Many students have concerns about our campus facilities. These concerns range from exterior and interior maintenance of the buildings to the lack of available seating and study areas in all of our academic buildings. Other concerns also include the cleanliness of classrooms, bathrooms, and common areas. How would you address these concerns?
Okay, good question. This is where one of my priorities are basically having comfortable environment for all the students to have a good experience. And one of those is not only the cleanliness, but also the lighting. Now, there's we tend to do what is best, point fingers at a certain department or group that do not do their job. But I think is in the cleanliness department, everyone should have a part of it. students should put the trash where they belong. It belongs, a trash can. Professors should enforce the cleanliness of their room. Advertise having some kind of a forum or a group that can dedicate themselves in providing some kind of information for the cleanliness and all that. Now, on the custodial staff, we can provide some guidance on there. We've been administrated for many years, and we can provide not only schedules, we can provide kind of solutions to those situations. But the overall experience that the students should have should be a positive one. They should not even worry about the cleanliness, the lighting, the air condition. They should not even talk about it. They should be more involved in their homework, their study, and also what kind of grade they're coming up with.
Our facilities are very important to our campus because, I mean, it's going to determine whether a student is going to come to LC or to another college. So we need to ensure we have the proper facilities in place. My understanding is we have a lot of construction going on, which is a positive thing, and that's what we need. We also need the input from the students to see what you need, just such as study areas. If we're going to build a new campus or a new building, we need to know exactly what you need in there. Also, we need to utilize the facilities that are not being used. My understanding, we do have some that are not currently in use. This, of course, is a historic place. We have Fort McIntosh, and we have a lot of buildings here that are not being used, so we need to put those to use, either by students, faculty, or even the private and public sector. So we need to form collaborations with them and make sure they're in use. It's very important that we do maintain our historic integrity of all these buildings that we have. So if elected, that's one of the things that I'll go do. Go meet with administration, students, faculty, and see what their needs are as far as ensuring that they have all the facilities in place. Thank you.
Having been a student of this college before, in my point of view, it was a very beautiful college. I still think to this day it's a very good looking college. But in addressing those situations where the facilities might not be up to the standard of the students or something, there's a lot of things that we can do. If looking at the numbers and it is allowed, we can find a way to either increase the services, to sanitize the buildings, or possibly we can incentivize maybe some students earning a few dollars if they so wish to do so by helping clean and recycle things of that nature. And I would echo what Mr. H said here about maybe putting some of those extra buildings to work, having money come in from the private sector, having them use some of these buildings. And those would be some of the things that I would look into if I am elected as your next board member. Thank you.
There's no question that updating facilities is very important. I applaud the current board for the work that they've done. This Kaizen Center was not the Kaizen Center that I came into a couple years ago. They're beautiful facilities, but with updating comes cost. And that's something that we need to make sure that we are fiscally responsible for. You have the library, that's the brand new library that came in at $12.1 million. That's very important. That's a $12 million library. You have the Cigarroa building at $6.3 million. That's something very important. And then you have the health science at $23.6 million that's coming in the South. It's money. It's a lot of money that we, or the board, needs to make sure that they're fiscally responsible for. So there's no question that the board has been doing, and it has been very adamant on making sure that you all are getting the right facilities. But of course, doing it with time. Now on the cleanliness, it's very important that we all put our part, from the students to the staff to everybody else. There's construction going on right now, right smack in the middle of the campus. So once you start turning dirt, we have to understand that with dirt comes dust, mud, employees coming in and out. So it's about us putting our part into it as well. I'll give you an example. Just look at the Clark overpass. It's a mess. Compared to the Saunders overpass, it's beautiful. So if we put our time into it, we could get there. Thank you.
Well, I believe that we should all take pride in keeping clean our areas. Take pride in the buildings that you're in the classrooms, in the restroom facilities. I think we should all take care of it. Besides the employees that is their responsibility to keep it clean, I think we should all also take a little bit of pride and continue keeping it clean. I also look forward to working with the staff and the board of directors to see how we can do things better and continue working with students and listening to your thoughts and see what else we could do better. But the Cason Center is beautiful. When I used to come here way back, it was not as nice as it is now. So, but I think we all need to take pride and just continue working and keeping it clean for everybody. Thank you.
This campus is very large, it's spread out all over. And so to get the whole custodial staff doing everything they need to do would require a lot of supervision. So, you know, again, it's budgetary concerns. How can we get enough staff to keep this campus clean? Because it is a beautiful campus. And I think that the facilities, you know, I haven't seen everything, so I don't know exactly what we need, but always the need is for things like a writing center. There's always a tutoring center, but there needs to be places where students can just study and be quiet and comfortable. So that is something, you know, I will, you know, investigate and do my best to bring it up to par. Thank you.
So first off, campus facilities, of course, the sentiments that have been echoed by the candidates here on stage. Laredo College main campus is a very historic campus, so there is definitely a lot of upgrades that are necessary. I know not too long ago there was a bond initiative that was passed by the voters, initiated by the board as well as by its faculty and staff. And those are items that are definitely one part in making sure that all facilities are upgraded. As mentioned before, technology always needs to be here, especially in your hands on a day-to-day basis. So that's definitely one approach we can definitely obtain. As far as cleanliness, communication is always key with our staff, especially our custodial staff. Making sure that we communicate them to see as far as what's working and what's not working. And as far as the land that is here, Laredo College has an expansive swath of land, as well as empty buildings that I mentioned before in the past. That is definitely something we need to work with private partnerships and private businesses, just like I've done myself. And that is definitely something that would definitely encourage not only students for internships, but also definitely help the students at the end of the day. Thank you.
My name is Daniela Gutierrez, and for question number 3, we will begin with Mr. Justin Allen H.
Yes.
So, in recent years, Laredo College has experienced difficulties in recruiting and retaining students. This drop in enrollment has affected the general operating budget and course offerings at Laredo College. If elected, what ideas would you proposed to increase enrollment of traditional students, retention of students that have already enrolled, and student success that leads to higher graduation rates?
Thank you for the question. That's a great one. I view enrollment as three branches. There's traditional enrollment, as you mentioned, which are students that are here, that are all of you. There's non-traditional, which are the dual enrollment program, which we have at the high schools. They earn their associate's degree there. And then we another factor is retention, as you mentioned. We need to, of course, increase the traditional enrollment. We need to bring in more students here to our campus. And we do that by implementing more vocational and technical programs. We also need to look into offering more four-year degrees, such as we do have in the nursing program, which is an excellent program, one of the best in the state. And we also need to target working adults. Our majority of students, and as you can see, are 18 to 21 years of age. But what about the rest of the population? We need to bring those in as well. We have a lot of people there that are working adults. We need to offer online programs for them, and courses that are able to meet their needs. Let's go into our high schools, and we also need to recruit our students. Working in a high school, I see that where our needs are. We have a lot of students who, honestly, they're not going to go into college. So let's bring them in here. Let's offer them some programs, and the vocational programs. Why not? We need to get them right here in Laredo College. We cannot lose them for them to go out of town, or for them to drop out and not get their education, or for them to go to Brightwood College. So we need to bring them right here to Laredo College. And that's what we need to do in marketing. We need to be in the high schools and be a strong presence there, and start at the middle schools as well. Thank you.
Being a business major, I know about marketing and business strategy in general. So the one thing I want to see is that we get more aggressive with our marketing. This school has great programs. We need to put that out there for the people to know more. There are people that I've spoken to, and some of them, they're not aware, or they haven't taken the time to look. So we need to go and put it in front of them. We need for them to see what Laredo College offers, and we can also expand what we can offer given time and looking into what we can bring to this college. I know I spoke to some students and they would like to see some more programs, and that is something that I would like to look into. But I would like to build on what we currently have. We do have a lot of vocation. We have a lot of adults that need these vocational skills to find jobs. This college also is going to facilitate the help with finding jobs. So that is also something that we can also put in front of a lot of people. People who are looking for jobs, you come here, you get an education, you get a vocation, and we're going to help you get a job. We're going to help put you in a place where you're going to make some money and utilize the education that you got here. So that's one of the things that I want to look at. Those are the things that I believe that we need to tackle to bring more enrollment to the college. Thank you.
Enrollment is always a hit or miss, if you ask me, but I think what the college needs to do, and I think they are starting to do it nowadays, is going into the high schools and grabbing those kids and bringing them into college. A lot of those kids, and I'm one of them myself, never thought that I was going to go to college, never thought that I was going to have a degree, but I found myself in LCC, so I know how important it is to come to school and to find yourself. And I think that's one of the key things that we need to do as counselors, advisors, recruitment programs, to go into the high schools, into our own high schools, and pretty much educate our own students that are going to be our future leaders. I think those things are very important. Now, we have to keep up to date on every type of certification on the vocational side, and what is new that is on the vocational side. If it's welding, if it's technology, if it's whatever it might be, we need to make sure that we have that available for you and have the professors available for the students. But then on top of that, we also have to fight to be able to do more four-year degrees. But with that, we need your all's help to be able to bring in those grades so we could present that to the state if we would want to bring in more four-year degrees. So it's pretty much breeding yourselves to be able to make more four-year degree, a more four-year degree college. So that's something that I would want to fight for you guys. Thank you so much.
Laredo College has always provided the trained personnel to the Laredo workforce. And being on the workforce board, I've seen that, and it happens all the time. But one opportunity that I would like to propose to the staff, the Board of Trustees, is that we go out and work with all the different businesses that we have here in Laredo. I'm sure there's opportunities for some of their employees that would like to go to college and work with the companies to see if they will pay for your college and give you the opportunity to come to college and work with you. And, you know, we would raise the enrollment here at the college. And at the same time, that particular company will get their employees trained at the same time. So that would be one idea that I would like to bring to go ahead and raise the enrollment here at the college. Thank you.
In that walk, I almost forgot what I was going to say. But the enrollment is a big issue. It's like, you know, everyone has said, it's what helps the budget operations. But the fact is that many of the students that are coming to the fall programs don't make it to the spring programs. So I'd like to research that and find out why that's happening. Also, like the other candidates said, we need to reach out to the schools, starting in middle school, and make sure there's a presence, a strong presence, not just, you know, pamphlets. Kids throw away the pamphlets. So they need to make a contact with students, speak to them, let them ask you questions. And also, student support is very much needed. When I was taking college algebra, I couldn't have made it without the tutors. You know, I had a lot of support. So we need to provide support to struggling students, the students who are working. And the only thing I'll say about the dual enrollment program is that these students are young. So they need extra support so that they can feel like they can continue on with their college education. Thank you.
So, in regards to recruitment, I do know and read recently that Laredo College has had a 3% increase in comparison to last year or the year before. So they're definitely on the right track as far as what they're doing. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean we can't push it a step further. As mentioned by several of the other candidates, the dual enrollment programs are definitely a good way to attract students while they're young, to let them know exactly what Laredo College has to offer. Now, in addition to that, we need to make sure that Laredo College continues to offer the best programs, the best vocational programs, the degree programs that are available. One of the items that I really want to push is definitely these internship programs. I myself am working with one of the departments here in the EMS department to allow students, while they're obtaining their certificate program through the EMS program, can definitely get in an ambulance, see as far as what experienced paramedics are able to do. That way they know exactly what they're getting into. That in itself is something I did while I was in high school, something I did when I was in college, and it definitely works to open your eyes to see as far as what exactly you want to push forward in life when you get into your career. Also, another push is definitely the Laredo College Online. Online courses is not necessarily for everybody, but some people may enjoy it. Single moms, single dads, kids that don't have transportation. Laredo College Online is definitely something that they can look forward to where they can continue to push their degree. And as far as marketing, plain and simple, continue to push the marketing the way it is right now. Definitely billboards, definitely going out and telling students that do want to come to the college to see as far as what they want to do. Thank you. Appreciate it.
my main goal here is for the student that comes here is to have a great experience. But at the same time, that experience will trigger the effect that we want, basically bringing more students to the campus. And what we need to do is have flexible classes, not only online, but also here locally. People would like to come in. And there's a lot of students and adults that want to come and learn something new. But of course, the work has to be first because they need to either have a family that they need to feed or pay bills and all that. So the flexible schedules is something that I would definitely go into. The comfortable setting, there was a question here before us that because of the cleanliness, that is something positive that we need to come out and see what we can do on it so that they can have a positive experience. And the other one is the tuition. We need to have affordable tuition. And before we go to there is we need to bring in the students, the people that are going to be here so they can, for that to happen. But there is a lot of potential to have more students here. And with the new construction that is going on, that can happen. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
My name is Erin Rosman, and for question number 4, we will begin with Mr. Esteban Rangel. And remember, candidates only have 1.5 minutes to respond. Oh yes, Horacio Nacho Lopez. I'm sorry. In many of the areas related to student services, there are issues with lack of customer service training, long wait times, and need for more readily available academic advisors. If elected, how would you address these concerns?
Well, we are in a college, so maybe that's another program to start looking into. I don't know. But definitely, you know, availability of customer service is very important. That is one of the things that keeps people coming back to college, back to wherever it is they go. So I would probably implement some better training for that. It would be something that I would look into. As far as services go, you know, that's all going to depend on the availability of what we can afford with the budget, but it is, as far as all that goes, you know, it's something that we can implement in-house. We don't really have to do much more other than go to the management of the college and, you know, work with them and bring that forth, that customer service for you guys. You know, it is important for the students to be able to have access to people who can facilitate what they need. So that's how I would tackle that situation. Thank you.
First of all, I don't know if it has been done, but maybe a survey to see what departments are actually lacking in that area. But of course, training is always a huge thing that we could possibly do. I work for a government entity, and you know, I work for an operation, kind of a branch. So I understand that our services are always customer service. Whatever the campuses need, we need to get there. We need to make sure that we get from point A to point B as safe as possible and as quick as possible, no matter the time, no matter the weather, no matter anything. That's something that we always need to enhance, and that's something that I enforce within my own department on a day-to-day operations. But we also have to be looking at, like I mentioned earlier, technology. You know, where are we at? Are we up to par to making sure that we don't have those long lines waiting on, you know, even in the Kaizen Center or in the finance department or in any other type of department, where are we at? Is the technology level up to par to be able to get kids in and out as like I mentioned, you guys are always on the run. So that's something that I'm willing to work with, and also look into see where are we dropping the ball in that type of department, and then we'll look into it and pretty much enhance it as best as possible. Thank you.
What I would like to do is come in and maybe spend a day in the different departments in student services, or wherever the long wait times or the long lines are at. I would like to go in and observe and see what's going on, what's creating the long wait times, what is missing in student services, so then that I could go back to the staff, the board of directors, and see how we could work things out, look to see, of course, if there's money available to do improvements. It all has to do back to the budget. But I would like to go in and spend time in all the different departments and just observe to see what is going on, or what could be different or done differently to go ahead and continue helping new students, to go ahead and not have the long waits, or maybe be able to have some other student services that you would like. Thank you.
When Mrs. Laura Lamar Ramirez Cruz we used to work together, and the whole lack of advisors, and she told me that the only one who cared the most about my degree plan and my coursework was myself, and that I better learn how to deal with it. And so that was great advice, because when I relied on some advisors, I'd be taking the wrong course. So that's a little bit of advice for students. But the other thing is always going to come down to staffing. I never did find the nurse when I was at this campus. I'd get there, but there'd be nobody there. And so that could be very frustrating. And it's very hard to allocate enough funds to every single department. I certainly would like to see that happen. But, it'll be something I work very hard on. Thank you.
So in regards to customer service issues or student issues, at the end of the day, it's all about communication. Communication with staff. One of the things I would definitely, of course, echo the sentiments of everybody else, is definitely some better training. I myself, anything that I do on a daily basis is definitely service-oriented, and that's where everything is going towards. You want to make sure that you service your customer or the student or the faculty member to make sure that they feel that they're at ease with what it is, if any question, and that they get the right answer for it. Another thing that we could possibly look into is definitely, as we stated earlier, as far as updating the website and some type of a self-service online. Everybody is always online. Why not definitely utilize it? Update the FAQs, update some sort of a chat to make sure and utilize to where when you're on your phone and definitely trying to communicate with somebody, you can definitely get a quick response right then and there. Thank you.
The customer service has to be there, but at the same time, I think the students would like to see more the software part of it, the applications, not only to register, but also to have an appointment with a particular professor, counselor, or also seeing their degree plans. Are they transferable, not transferable? I think that's where this question is going to. And then, if they need to be in a line, I think they should be told in advance. If you go late, you're going to have a line. But if you go early and you'll be able to handle your classes, I think that should work more. But the administrative side of it, I think the customer part of it, and I think we should be courteous, knowledgeable, and give that information to the students. But now, the students part of it is, and this is where I think has to be a two-way street, is that they need to be also aware where they're going. And to do that, we need to give them all the tools, the information, the software, and any application, anything to do with their degree, so they can learn more about what they're studying and then where they're going. Of course, we need to provide that as an adult, so the customer service part of it. And then once they have enough information, they can do their part. Thank you very much.
We should look at you all as, not as a number, but as individuals who have different needs, and we address those needs by having communication, whether be it if it's town hall meetings or surveys or in social media. We need to be in contact with you. We need to understand what your needs are. And customer service starts by knowing what those needs are. I believe retention and customer service go hand in hand also. If students don't like it here, they're not going to stay here. They're going to go to another college or university. So customer service is important because of that. Customer service is providing a quality education. Customer service is ensuring that your credits transfer. And customer service is ensuring a smooth process for students regarding financial aid. That's an every year thing. All that is customer service. So we need to ensure that your needs are met. And as a board member, communication is key, and I will be a trustee that will be there for you and hear your concerns. Thank you.
Thank you.
At this point, we would like to give the candidates an opportunity to make closing remarks. Each candidate will be given 1 minute. We will begin with Mr. Esteban Berger.
Thank you so much again. I want to thank the students and the staff for holding this forum. I think it's very important that you guys get to know us as candidates and see why we want to run and be your representative for trustee. There's been a couple of remarks, from students and staff. You guys are going to be seeing 3 brand new faces. None of them, they're all 3 open seats. They're very important. It's very important that you go out to vote. With 3 open seats, it's very important that we get somebody with experience, we get somebody that has the drive, and somebody that can go ahead and help the board and not cripple it. So I think that's something very important, and that's something that I bring to you. I bring 17 years of experience in the education field, and then 6 years experience working in a governing board. So that is something that I bring to you, and I humbly ask for your support and your vote come November 6th. Thank you so much.
Well, I bring to the table the governmental affairs that I did for the company. I've worked with all kinds of legislators, starting at the federal level and the local level. So I'm able to work with staff, the board, in case we need to do different things. Also, I come from a very large company. I worked for them for 39 years. I did customer service. I did all different departments with AT&T. So I look forward to working with staff, especially, and the Board of Trustees, and getting to know all the different things about Laredo College. Thank you.
I'm a very strong advocate of Laredo College. As a teacher, I told all my students and all my parents to start their kids off here, where they can mature, they get nurturing and personal care here. I think it's good advice because kids are just too young to go off out of town. They get the whole experience here at home. And, I'm in this for the long haul. I'm not using this position as a stepping stone to a political career. I'm truly interested in what happens to our student body and what happens with our faculty as well. We need both of them to be happy. So that will be my goal when I'm elected trustee.
first off, students, thank you very much for having us. Of course, to the other candidates, thank you for expressing your opinions. I definitely want to be a board of trustee of Action. I didn't run for anything else or any other ulterior motive other than to continuing the successes of the college and to further continue what it is that I've been doing with the college itself, but not necessarily just with one particular department, but with several. I definitely want to see other private businesses out there to where I can communicate with them, borrow with them, see what they can do to not only invest in the college itself, but in the individual students. Because at the end of the day, the students that are here are hopefully stay in Laredo to help guide Laredo to the future, to a prosperous future. And at the end of the day, I humbly ask for your vote and your support, and thank you again.
Thank you for this opportunity so I can speak with you and tell you my goals for why I'm running for place 4, and my position is place 4 in the ballot. Again, my name is Feliciano Garcia. I'm running for LC place 4 for 3 reasons. One is to have flexible schedules. That means all over the place, not only in the website, but also physically here. The other one is to have comfortable facilities so you can have an experience, nice experience, and go on and have a future in life, to be prosperous. And lastly, to have a tuition, affordable tuition for everyone, and that will create the atmosphere that we need here at Laredo College. Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Feliciano Garcia.
Thank you all for being here tonight. It's very important that you are involved in your local government. I'm very glad to see all of you here tonight. And if elected as your trustee, or when I'm elected, I want all of you to keep being involved. I want you all here with me. I want to hear your issues. I want to listen to you. You guys are important, just as anybody else. My platform includes plans for not only students, but taxpayers and faculty and staff. Everyone is important. You are a stakeholder in our college. Of course, we didn't get to reach all the issues tonight. There's mental health resources that's also important. There's scholarship opportunities. Safety and security is another large issue that we need to address, and transportation and parking. So if elected, I will do that. Vote for new blood, your agenda, our future. Vote Justin Allen H. I appreciate your support and vote, and I will be there with you. Anything you need, please contact me. I'm on social media. Communication is vital, and I will be there for you. I am here for you as a candidate as well. So please reach out. Don't be afraid. Please go out and vote. Thank you very much.
I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. I want to thank the people who put this together. It's very important that everybody comes out and sees who their candidates are. The reason I ran is because I wanted better representation in my government, and that's what I will bring for you guys. I will bring better representation for you at the college level. I will bring the experiences that I have had from sitting right where you sat and going through the same issues that you had, and I will bring that experience for you. I will keep an open door policy. Any problem that the students feel or the faculty feels is an issue, I will always be there to listen, and I will work as diligently with all of you, because you guys are our future. The future of Laredo depends on our college graduates. Thank you. Thank you.
We would like to thank the candidates for participating this evening. We hope that this has been an enlightening and informative conversation. We would like to also remind the audience, while election day is on November 6th, early voting will continue until November 2nd.
On behalf of Laredo College, please allow me to thank you all for attending this evening. Good night, and God bless America.